Most people don't notice this until it's too late. One day, you're looking for your mother's favorite scarf. She swore she kept it in the cedar chest. And you realize the chest is buried beneath 3 stacks of yellowing magazines, a dusty footstool no one has used in a decade, and a box labeled Christmas 1994. You stop and ask yourself, when did it get like this? And more importantly, why is no one talking about what it really means? Why is it that when we hit 60, 70, or 80, the stuff in our homes becomes more than just things? Why does letting go feel like ripping out pieces of our own history? By the end of this video, you'll understand why decluttering later in life is so much more than organizing. It's a reckoning with memory, identity, love, and sometimes even loss. And yes, it's hard, but it can also be healing. Let's talk about the 5 harsh truths about decluttering for seniors. These aren't gentle tips or Pinterest-style inspiration boards. These are the truths no one tells you, the emotional, practical, and even painful realities that come with trying to lighten your load in your golden years. And somewhere in this video is one truth that almost no one dares to speak aloud. But once you hear it, you'll never forget it. The first harsh truth. Decluttering feels like saying goodbye to parts of yourself. When you're younger, decluttering is almost trendy. You purge your closet, toss out that ugly chair, donate the box of mismatched mugs. It's a cleanse. But when you're older, it doesn't feel like a cleanse. It feels like mourning. That book on the shelf wasn't just a book. It was the novel your late husband gave you for your anniversary. That scratched teapot wasn't junk. It was the one your daughter used to play tea party with. And that faded flannel shirt that still smells like the cabin you both used to escape to on fall weekends. Letting go of those things feels like letting go of the people, places, and moments they represent. And the truth is, no amount of organizational advice can prepare you for that kind of emotional weight. People might tell you, it's just stuff, but they're wrong. It's never just stuff. It's memory, it's legacy. It's love woven into fabric, paper, and porcelain. And so, the act of decluttering isn't simply about tidying up. It becomes a deeply emotional process of deciding which pieces of your past you're willing to part with, and which ones you'll fight to keep. And sometimes, that decision feels impossible. The second harsh truth. Your family may not want the things you've saved for them. This one stings. All those years you spent carefully storing Aunt Marjorie's china, the hand-crocheted baby blankets, the antique buffet from your parents' dining room. You held on to them because you believed someone would want them. Someone would care. Someone would keep the story alive. But what happens when they don't? What happens when your grown children say, "Mom, I don't have room for this," or "We're more into modern decor," or even, "We just don't need any more stuff"? It's not just disappointment, it's heartbreak. It feels like a rejection of not just your things, but of your life, your history, your effort to preserve something meaningful. The truth is, younger generations live differently. They move more often by less and prioritize space and minimalism over tradition and inheritance. And while it's not personal, it certainly feels personal. Coming to terms with that disconnect is one of the hardest parts of decluttering. It forces you to confront the idea that the legacy you imagined, your things passed down lovingly to the next generation, may not unfold the way you hoped. And that right there is where the grieving begins. Still, there's a powerful shift that happens when you move from saving for them to choosing what matters to me now. It's not about giving up, it's about reclaiming the story, deciding that your things serve you, not the idea of someone else's future. The third harsh truth. Time isn't on your side, and you can't take it all with you. This truth is perhaps the most sobering. We don't like to talk about it. We pretend we have endless days ahead. But the mirror, the pill bottles, the calendar of doctor's appointments, they all whisper otherwise. And so do our homes. Over the years, clutter grows quietly, like ivy crawling over brick. A few more magazines, a few more boxes. The basement fills. The spare bedroom becomes storage. We keep meaning to get to it someday. But someday starts slipping further out of reach. Eventually, the clutter becomes a hazard. Not just an eyesore, but a danger. Tripping hazards, fire risks, unclean air. You know the stories, you've seen the headlines. And deep down we know we won't live forever. There's a quiet dignity in choosing to downsize while you still can, while your mind is sharp, your body able. Because the truth is, if you don't do it now, someone else will do it for you later. And that thought of strangers or overwhelmed children sifting through your life without context or care, that's a thought that breaks hearts on both sides. So the question becomes, what do you want to be remembered for? The beautiful memories or the burden of too many boxes? But there's one sign almost no one talks about, and it's the most important of all. It's the moment you stop seeing your things clearly, not because of age or eyesight, but because they've become invisible to you. The stack of newspapers by the door? You stopped noticing it years ago. The broken lamp in the hallway? You walk past it every day. The junk drawer turned junk closet? You pretend it's just organized chaos. This quiet blindness happens to all of us, and it's the biggest barrier to true decluttering. You stop realizing how much your environment has changed, how cluttered it's become, because it grew around you like vines around a house. And if no one lovingly points it out, you might not see the danger or the opportunity. That's why now, right now, is the moment to pause, to really look at your space, and to ask yourself, is this serving me or burying me? If this is hitting home for you, leave a comment and tell us, what's the one item you've been holding onto for years that you're not ready to let go of? We're not here to judge. We're here to understand. This is at Aging Gracefully 60, and your story matters here. The fourth harsh truth, you will argue with yourself, and sometimes you won't win. Decluttering is a psychological battlefield. One voice says, you don't need this. Another shouts, but what if I do? What if I regret it? What if I'm throwing away something important? You hold an old jacket. You haven't worn it in 20 years. But suddenly, you remember the day you bought it, the cafe you went to afterward, the person you were back then. And now it's not a jacket. It's a time machine. How do you toss away a time machine? This inner tug of war can be exhausting. It can stall your progress for days, weeks, even years. And it's often why many seniors give up halfway through or never start at all. You'll second guess every donation. You'll pull things out of the giveaway box and place them gently back on a shelf. You'll feel guilty. You'll cry. And yes, sometimes you'll keep things you meant to release. And that's okay. This isn't about perfection. It's about intention. If you're struggling, take a breath. The battle in your mind is part of the process. You don't have to win every time. You just have to start. The fifth harsh truth. Decluttering forces you to confront your mortality, but also your purpose. Here's the truth that no one likes to say out loud. Sorting through a lifetime of belongings is like writing your own eulogy. Every item you touch asks you, does this matter? What does this say about who I was? But here's the unexpected gift. In the process of letting go, you start to see your life more clearly. You remember your favorite moments. You rediscover the parts of yourself that got buried under responsibility, routine, and yes, clutter. You laugh at old photos. You smile at letters. You hold objects you forgot existed and feel something stir in your chest, a reminder that you lived. Decluttering doesn't have to be about loss. It can be about legacy. It can be about curating your story, your way. It can be about making space for peace, for freedom, for whatever this next chapter holds. And yes, it's scary, but it's also empowering. So if you're standing in the middle of a room that feels too full, too heavy, too overwhelming, know this, you are not alone, and you are not too late. We all age, but how we age is up to us. If this reminded you of someone, share it with a friend. You never know who needs to hear it. And if you've seen the struggle in your own family, or inside your own heart, leave a comment below. We need to talk about this more. Follow at Aging Gracefully 60, where we speak the truths others avoid, and where your voice is always welcome.